Welcome inside a brand new segment of Education Matters. My name is Donna Moore Westby, your host of Education Matters, where we're connecting you to the world of education one step at a time. It's a very exciting day here inside of the Aiken Standard Television Studios. Why, you ask? Well, today I have with me a very special topic, and we'll be discussing the Will Lou Gray Opportunity School. It is a school that I must say is providing wonderful opportunities for students and families right here in the state of South Carolina. It is an option and an alternative. If you are a parent or a grandparent raising teenagers and you just don't know what else to do, maybe there are some struggles that you're having in your family. Maybe the child is having a difficult time adjusting to a traditional classroom. Well, the Will Lou Gray Opportunity School may be just the option for you. So that's what we'll be talking about today. Later on in the broadcast, you'll actually meet one of the graduates of the Will Lou Gray Opportunity School in addition to his parents. So you don't want to change that dial, okay? Again, we just thank you for being a part of the Education Matters family. We definitely want to thank the sponsors of Education Matters, and they are responsible for helping us bring quality programming to you every week. And they are, of course, the Will Lou Gray Opportunity School out of West Columbia. You'll get to hear more from them today. Also, the Martial Arts Academy, under the direction of Mr. Andrew Blocker, servicing the Aiken area. Also, Westby's Products and Services, creator of Dawn Seasoning Delight, all-purpose seasoning and marinade. Also, the Barner Group Educational Associates. You got a chance to meet them on last week, and hopefully some of you took advantage of the information we provided to look into supplemental educational services, all right? So we definitely thank all of our sponsors of Education Matters, and one final sponsor whom you will also meet on next week, and that is Magnolia Medical Center, Dr. Margot Muniz. I had my appointment this week, and Dr. Margot want to give you shouts out because you definitely gave me the time I deserve. So thank you for that. And if you're looking for, ladies, a quality doctor who will give you the time and attention you deserve, I encourage you to check out next week's broadcast because you'll get a little peek inside of Magnolia Medical Center, all right? Want to also thank those individuals we call Friends of Education Matters. These are individuals who have pledged a mere $30 a month to say that they support Education Matters. We can't have this great production crew and these programs every week without money, without finances. So we thank those personal sponsors in addition to our corporate sponsors. And our personal sponsors are Betty and Isaac Rucker, my parents from Aiken, South Carolina. Also, Howard and Loretta Bush out of Aiken, South Carolina. And then finally, Robin and T.C. Edwards out of Augusta, Georgia. Special thanks to all of you for your support. All right, I have just a couple of reminders for you, and we've got a little surprise. Our director, James, has done a phenomenal job working behind the scenes to enlighten us by way of his technical graphics expertise. So here goes. The next SAT date is Saturday, November the 5th, okay? Now, the deadline for regular registration is October the 7th. So if you've not already registered your child, you're going to need to get on top of that. Late registration is extended till October the 21st. Now, the only hiccup with that is there is an additional fee if you register late, but at least you'll get your child into that next test. Now, for more information, go to my website, edmat.com, and there you'll see a link that says College Board, okay? So make sure you sign your high school child up for the next SAT, okay? Next reminder, Now, you may remember, because I've talked about it before, that in addition to this television broadcast, we also have a radio broadcast. My guest here today was also my guest on the radio broadcast earlier today. Make sure to tune in to Education Matters radio broadcast every Wednesday from 10 to 11 a.m. and then the rebroadcast on Saturdays from 6 to 7 p.m. And the station is WAAW Shout 94.7 FM. Now, if you can't get good reception on your radio, that's okay. We have a solution for that. I love solutions. You just go to the internet and click on www.waaw947.fm, okay? So make sure you jot those reminders down, and we'll bring you periodic reminders every week inside of Education Matters, okay? All right, moving right along, it's now time for the Education Matters Tip of the Week. Every week we do provide you with a practical tip, and here is this week's. If your child is a junior or senior in high school and has desires of going to college, ask the guidance counselor now about the free application for federal student aid, and that acronym is FAFSA. Okay? Now, this will help to determine their eligibility for student financial aid, such as Pell Grants, federal student loans, and federal work study programs. All right? Now, you need to be mindful that this application is an individualized process because it is going to take into account the income of you as the parent, as well as any income that's coming in from that child, etc. So your best bet is to talk with the guidance department at the school to find out when is the good time for you and your child to submit an application. All right? Okay, that is this week's tip of the week. Now, that sound again means it's Word of the Week time. Inside of Education Matters, every week we do provide you with a new Word of the Week. You know, as you will find, today's topic, Will Lou Gray, their slogan is "Why Stop Learning? As long as you're alive, it's a good thing to continue to learn, or you might as well be dead." So we don't want that. So this week's Word of the Week inside of Education Matters is incredulous. Incredulous. I love that new graphic, incredulous. And it is spelled INCREDULOUS. Incredulous. And incredulous is an adjective, all right? And it means disbelieving, skeptical, or expressing disbelief. And here's a sentence for you. The incredulous look on his mother's face expressed her disbelief in the son's explanation. I would imagine that if you have children, or certainly my guest here today, who is the director of the Will Lou Gray Opportunity School, he's probably given some incredulous looks to some students a time or two. But that is this week's Word of the Week. Have fun with this word. I give credit to my son Michael on giving me this word. He took the SAT on last Saturday, and this was one of the vocabulary words on the test. So we're passing it on to you. I told you you'd see these words again, all right? Make sure you go to my website. Again, that's www.edmat.com. There you will find the tip of the week, the word of the week, in addition to this week's resources, okay? All right, very good. Well, we're going to now move into today's topic, and this is one I'm so thrilled about, Will Lou Gray Opportunity School. And I want to give you just a little background. Oh, probably 2 years ago, I received a letter to my home address, and it was a general mail out to residents, I'm imagining, in the area. And it spoke of the Will Lou Gray Opportunity School. And at that time, I was broadcasting only the radio program. And I'm always looking for story ideas, always looking for opportunities to share information that I believe is going to be valuable to those who listen and those who watch and those who just care. And I read that and immediately I said, this is something people have got to know about because I didn't know about it. And I figured if I didn't know about it, maybe others didn't. And hence, the rest is history, as they say. And I called my guest here today, Mr. Pat Smith, and we began talking about Will Lou Gray. Welcome, Mr. Smith.
Thank you again for having me here.
Yes, you visited the Aiken Standard television studios about
a year or so ago.
About a year ago, well, when
Mm-hmm.
we first started broadcasting,
Mm-hmm.
and we have you back because we have some updates, and there are many people who need to know about this awesome school.
Good.
So let's start off by telling our viewers today, what is the Will Lou Gray Opportunity School?
What is the Will Lou Gray Opportunity School? We are an agency of state government, Donna.
Mm-hmm.
We've been in existence since 1921, founded by the late Dr. Will Lou Gray, who was a pioneer in adult education. Her lifelong ambition was to eradicate adult illiteracy.
Mm-hmm.
And she worked tirelessly at that, never gave up really, worked almost her entire life in adult education. And we came to where we're located now, over by the Columbia Metropolitan Airport in West Columbia, in 1947. Our campus sprang up from the old Columbia Army Air Base.
Okay.
And that's where we are now. We've got a completely modern facility. We serve the at-risk student, those kids who, for whatever reason, are not successful in the public school setting, whether it's their home or school or community environments that cause them not to be successful, then that's the type of kid we serve. And we do so in a structured, quasi-military environment. They basically are military orientation. We do the drill and ceremony. We do everything associated you can think of in the military.
Now, what is it about the military that for some reason seems to just really help people get on the right track?
It's the structure and the discipline that the military brings. We've got the greatest military in the world, and there's a reason for that.
Yes.
It's that structure and training and discipline that you get from our military way of life. And so many of our young people today don't have that. As we talked earlier this morning,
Right.
a lot of our kids are in homes where the mom is single, and she has to work 3 jobs to make things go, and the kids just wander.
Yeah.
That's a rule. That's just a rule of thumb. But typically, we have other situations like Mr. Seiler here. We'll speak to in a minute.
Yes.
He's a little bit different than that, but we serve all sorts of kids who are the undereducated in South Carolina and out of the public school system for one reason or another.
And you know, I'm glad you say that, Will Lou Gray, that there's more than just the single parent who's trying to raise their child, because more and more these days I'm running into families where you do have the mom and the dad in the home, and children are just really having a difficult time in a structured or in the traditional classroom. So there's something else going on. What are you finding in dealing with many of these young people at the school? What's going on?
We don't really know. I know that I don't know whether it's they don't get the parental encouragement. A lot of them have some social adaptation problems with the public school. Whatever the reason may be, it's a variety of experiences that cause them to come to Will Lou Gray.
Okay, and also Will Lou Gray is South Carolina's alternative education school. Now, oftentimes when we hear alternative education, it carries with it a negative connotation.
It does,
Let's
unfortunately.
address that.
And unfortunately, that is the case. Our kids that come to the Opportunity School are the traditional high school student. For whatever reason, they've not been successful, and they've dropped out, or they're on the verge of dropping out. And we want to prevent them from dropping out. Those students come to us looking for the structure, the discipline, the basic academic foundation they haven't had, and they're just. We're right across from Airport High School,
Okay.
where I went to high school, and we have kids there today that come to us from Airport High School.
Mm-hmm.
And like Jody here, he came, I believe it was South Aiken, and so we have kids from all walks of life that come to Will Gray.
Okay, and we're going to bring Jody on a little bit later on
Okay.
in the broadcast. I want to make sure we get the foundational aspects of the program laid out. But this program provides services to children 16 to 19 years of age, correct?
It does.
And also, you indicated that it is a state agency. What makes it different when we say state agency versus a regular school?
Okay, we are state supported. In other
Okay.
words, our existence comes through the appropriations from the General Assembly.
Mhm.
We're a state agency,
Okay.
and we've been a state agency for since 1957, I believe. So that means with the state support, we're a Palmetto Gold School. We've been a Palmetto Gold School for 5 consecutive years.
Now, when you say Palmetto Gold, exactly what does that mean for our viewers who may not be aware?
The State Department of Education and the Education Oversight Committee issues a report card,
Mm-hmm.
and schools are required to meet those based upon standards or goals set by the school. And in our case, we set those, and we have met those based on several criteria, and I'm quite proud of that. And given the kids that come to us, the overwhelming majority of the kids that come to us are on the 4th, 5th grade level.
Mm.
And that's sad. As I mentioned earlier this morning, it's incredulous
All right.
that someone in 2011 would be on the 4th and 5th grade level.
Yes.
And
And it kind of makes you wonder, has the educational system or process in this country, are we getting better, or are we taking steps backwards? And I often think about that, because I know when I was in school, there were some basic fundamental things I learned, such as diagramming sentences that helped me to understand the difference, subject and verb agreements. We don't diagram anymore. There are certain ways that you were taught to show your work in math. Nowadays, a lot of our children, they have to have that calculator in order to solve a math problem. So it often makes me wonder, have we done our own selves a disservice in this country when it comes to our educational system?
And I don't want to indict our educational system, because I'm a product of it.
Yes,
I went to
me too.
I went to the public schools and had a great experience, but I think we've gotten too refined in our educational instruction, and we missed the basics. And I'll use an illustration. Go to any store now, to a cashier, and when they would give you change, there's hardly a week goes by that somebody doesn't give me the wrong change.
That's right. That's exactly
And it's
right.
because they don't, they don't have that calculator to
The
make that
basic.
basic change.
Yes, that is exactly right.
Or the cash register they're using as a computer, and they don't need to think. So the basic foundation of our education, the English, the math, the science, all that history, we're kind of missing.
Mm-hmm. And hopefully one day we'll see that. And I believe there are school districts all over this country who recognize that and are trying to come full circle to get back to exactly that. Well, at Will Lou Gray, you're servicing students that are 16 to 19 years of age.
We are.
When you were first on the broadcast, I believe it was back in April actually, I remember checking last night, at that time you were only able to accept male students, but we've had some good news.
We've had some great news. In this last legislative session, our funding was increased so that we can now start serving females again.
Awesome.
We haven't served females in a bit over 2 years, because we do get way more male applicants than we do female applicants. And so it was a economic decision. We could serve more young men
Right.
with what we were appropriated than having one group of men and one group of young women.
Yes.
So now we're going to be able to serve 2 groups of young men and a group of women.
Okay, that's going to be awesome. Now, and we talked about this also early on the radio broadcast, and I want our listeners and viewers to know this. The reason why you were able to now provide services is our legislature
Yes,
added some additional funds because they saw a need.
we did. They added you know some funding for us to be able to expand to go to three, and we hope to eventually go to full enrollment over the next year or so, which would be 4 dorms that we
Ooh,
would have. So we're very encouraged. All schools, all agencies, all entities were suffering, with budget reductions, and we were very fortunate because the dropout problem is growing in South Carolina.
hmm. Well, I know that maybe holistically as a state, we've definitely seen some semblance of maybe some things are getting better. I know in Aiken, our dropout rate has reduced, so that is good, and that graduation rate has increased. And I want to stress for our viewers today that we're only talking about an alternative. The Will Lou Gray Opportunity School is an alternative, and it's not always about children with behavior issues or
It's not.
problems.
It is not, Donna. We've served kids across all walks of life,
Yes.
and our kids are typically kids you see at church,
Mm-hmm.
you see at the grocery store, might live down the street. And as I gave this example in this morning's show, we had a young woman who was there the last year we served females. Her father was a pediatric cardiologist,
My goodness.
and so you would suspect that someone, with that standing in life, so it's for everybody.
It's for everybody. And speaking of that, we want to show you a clip of just the type of students you may find at Will Lou Gray. Maybe you can identify with some of these young people. Take a look.
I came here with a bad attitude. I didn't care about school. I went to school, but I didn't pay attention. I slept in class, and I didn't care about my future.
I was scatterbrained when I got here. I was all over the place. I was still picking up pieces that I have, lost in this journey of my life.
Some gang activity back home at my hometown school. How they wanted me to join them, but I didn't want to.
In school, I was not applying myself as well as I should. I'm more like a leader, I can say now, because I motivate people to take their GED, and I make them feel like they came in wasting their time, like this is a good reason to come to this school.
Well, as you can see, these young people are coming from all walks of life, and they all have their own story.
They do.
What's been the most compelling of the students you've seen over the years, the most compelling story you've heard or seen?
Ooh, that's a tough question. We've seen some. I've been there 36 years, so I've seen quite a few stories. And I'll go back years ago. We had a young man, and I'll call his name Ronald Harvey. He came to us, I believe, from Charleston, South Carolina. His mother was a single mom, and she maybe over mamaed him, okay?
Okay.
And he dropped out.
None of us are guilty of that, right, moms? Of course not.
He dropped out of school, and she did everything for him. He didn't have a driver's license, and he came to us, and with the help of one of our partners, vocational rehabilitation, he went into finished went to the Baptist College now, which is Charleston Southern, and had a 4.0 degree in accounting, and now works for Nassau. So that's just one of many stories.
That's just one of many stories, and we're going to meet a young man right here from this area who will share with us his wonderful transformation. You're inside of Education Matters. We'll be right back.
The Will Lou Gray Opportunity School has been serving the beautiful Midlands of South Carolina since 1921. Our mission has evolved over the years, and we now specialize in helping young people move past their obstacles in order to achieve success. We give students opportunities to lead, to develop social skills, to become active in their communities, and to taste success. Don't settle for less than the absolute best for your life. Contact us today to take the next step in your journey toward success.
busy life, but I still have to make sure my family eats right. And everybody loves Dawn's Seasoning Delight. I use it on vegetables and meats. It's healthy, tastes great, and it's simple to use. It's like having a chef in a bottle.
Hello, I'm Don. Dawn Seasoning is available at Kroger, Bilo, Food Line Reads and Harvest, or visit seasoningdelight.com for locations and recipes. Dawn Seasoning Delight. It's so good.
Does your child or grandchild need help in reading or math, or can benefit from preparatory coursework for the HSAP, ACT, or SAT? If so, contact the Barner Group Educational Associates. Our staff specializes in formatting an individualized approach to assisting your child academically. We offer low-cost tutorial services and educational programs. Participants may qualify for free services. To learn more, call for Alicia Cuthbertson of the Barner Group Educational Associates, 1-888-TBG-3996.
Ladies, too often we spend time taking care of everyone else. But do you realize that if we don't take care of ourselves, we won't be here to take care of anyone else? Next time on Education Matters, we'll meet Dr. Margot Muniz of Magnolia Medical Center, and she specializes in women's health. You don't want to miss it. That's Education Matters with Donna Moore Westby, right here on ASTV Channel 95.
Need positive and constructive after-school activities for your children? Call the Martial Arts Academy in Aiken under the direction of International Olympic trainer Andrew Blocker. The Martial Arts Academy offers an award-winning approach to teaching Taekwondo. It's an effective approach to instilling discipline. The Martial Arts Academy also offers self-defense and fitness classes for all ages. Enroll today in this affordable program by calling 803-642-5723 or visit the studio at 2398 Whiskey Road in Aiken. The Martial Arts Academy, positively changing the lives of youth and adults.
Total Women's Health Care means treating the women physically, emotionally, and everything in between. At Magnolia Medical Women's Center, we treat and diagnose common and unusual medical problems related to female health. Magnolia Medical Center is a premium high-level obstetrics and gynecology clinic for women of all ages. Our clients receive the time they deserve without feeling rushed and unimportant. We are located in the Aiken Medical Center, 410 University Parkway in Aiken, Suite 2300. Call us today at 803-649-6366.
When it comes to grilling, I'm the man. Using Dawn Seasoning Delight, I'm the grill master.
Hello, I'm Don. Dawn Seasoning is available at Kroger, Bilo, Food Line Reads and Harvest, or visit seasoningdelight.com for locations and recipes. Dawn Seasoning Delight. It's so good.
Dawn Seasoning Delight is so good.
Welcome back inside of Education Matters. My name is Donna Moore Westby, your host of Education Matters, where we're connecting you to the world of education one step at a time. Today, inside of the ASTV studios, we're talking about the Will Lou Gray Opportunity School. And I'm very excited to have them on the broadcast. In addition to them being a sponsor of Education Matters, they are just an awesome alternative for our students and our families today. And in just a few moments, you're going to meet one young man who is from this area and is a recent graduate of the Will Lou Gray Opportunity School. I've had a wonderful time getting to talk with him, and I believe you'll be just as excited about his future as I am. We'll continue on with Mr. Smith. Let's talk about the actual mechanics of the program so that our viewers today can understand what a typical day is like for a Will Lou Gray student.
What a typical day is like at Will Lou Gray is there's no time for the student.
Okay.
We keep them so on the go and so structured. They just move from one event to another, or one activity to another. Their day begins real early in the morning,
okay.
Before daylight usually.
Okay.
And we get up and we do a little round of PT, physical therapy, in the mornings. Then we move into, they come back to the dorm, they get ready for class, they clean their room up, they go to breakfast. They get into formation. Everything we do, they move by formation and platoon, just like the military.
And structure.
Structure.
Yes.
and we have close order supervision from cadre staff, as we call it. Then from breakfast they go to formation. Then they'll go by medical for morning meds, as we call it. And then we go to class, and they go to class just like we do at South Aiken High or Airport High.
Okay.
And it's 7 classes a day, and they change classes. One of the things about Wheeler Gray now, with so many cutbacks, teachers are having much bigger classes. Our classes are very small. We typically have about a 1-to-10 ratio.
Oh, that's good.
And the student gets very close, personalized attention.
That's good.
And for the student who's behind, that's an absolute requirement to get them back where they should be with their educational standing. And then after class, they go into drill and ceremony formation, our JROTC program, as you saw a little bit on the clip.
Yes. We
have a very, very good JROTC program that complements our overall military structure. We go to parades, we do the color guard. We did the USC Arkansas basketball game back in January. We did the Detroit Pistons and Charlotte Bobcats basketball game last October.
Okay.
So we go in parades.
Jody is nodding.
So he knows. And we do a lot of stuff with our kids to keep them active and to keep them distracted from the wrong things.
I like that. I like that. Now, you mentioned a few things that some of our viewers watching today say, man, if I could only get my child to do that, like cleaning up their rooms, making up their beds, etc. How is it that Will Lou Gray is able to take a 16-year-old, a 19-year-old, an 18-year-old who's been used to having his way, having freedom, and then in this 14-week program, able to make a difference, an impact, and making changes in that child?
It is the structure and the discipline.
Okay.
We have cadre staff in there. Our program is very structured and very scripted. Each student or cadet does everything together, and it must be done the same. All their beds are made the same. If you see one bed over here, it's made just like one bed over here.
Okay, all right.
And it's very structured, and everything is the same. They must dress the same way, and wear their uniforms the same way. And we provide the uniforms, and they must present themselves every day that way.
Well, Jody, I'd like to welcome you to the Education Matters studios. I'm so proud of you. I feel as if you're my own child, and in a sense, we really need to feel that way, because you might one day be taking care of me if I'm in a home, or you just never know, and we should all think of it that way. When did you go to the Will Lou Gray Opportunity School?
I went last year, July, I think 19th.
That's right.
Yes, the 19th. I was really nervous about it.
Uh-huh.
I was so scared. I didn't know what to do, because my brother went there about, I don't know, a couple, 4, 5, 6 years ago.
Okay.
And then I heard stories about it, and then the other military school.
Uh-huh.
I didn't know what to think. I was leaving everything, my friends, everything, and I didn't know how this was going to go, and I was really nervous. But my family was there for me when I left, and so that made me feel real good.
Oh yeah, and that family support is crucial.
It is.
in this kind of experience.
It is.
How were you? What was your very first week like for you?
It was very long. They taught us everything that we're supposed to do everyday life. Every day when you're there, how to march, the military structure, how he said, everything, how you go to eat, how you're supposed to stand attention, the march, turning, everything in one full week.
Did you have questions within yourself on whether or not you were going to be able to make it through?
Yeah, I had questions, but I knew I had to do it for myself and for my family, for everybody else who was counting on me.
One of the things you said to me on our ride here, and it definitely made an impression on me, is that there were 3 reasons that kept you in that program, and you really were committed to that. Again, what were those?
They were my family, my future, and the person who I was with at the time, I'm still with. All that came into my mind, said I want to keep going no matter what. As I saw people leave, I said I'm going to stay.
Yeah.
I didn't want to leave and let my family down, everybody else down. So.
Well, now what was going on, Jody, that even put Will Lou Gray in the mind of you and your family? What was going on with you?
That's
A loaded question.
Yes, ma'am. Well, I had left my home about a year ago, and I was on my own with a friend, and I thought I could do anything in the world.
Wow.
That's while I was at school.
Yeah.
I let my hair grow out. I just did everything. I didn't do homework. I just sat in class. I did everything. You're not oh wow. Then I came back because they had some family problems going on. So they said you should just go back home. I said okay.
Yeah.
I came back. My mom the day I came back to the house, my mom had mentioned Will Lou Gray. At first I said no, I can't do this. I'm not doing this. And then I went to the interview. They told me about Daniel, my brother, and I said okay, I'll do this.
Wow.
And my family said they wanted me to do this. They said 14 weeks. I said that sounds pretty long. And
how about 16, 20, 25 years of making the wrong decisions and then having to pay for it?
Yeah, no, I decided I'd do that for my better good since I had a whole year just doing whatever I wanted to do.
Yes.
I wanted to straighten up, and that's what everybody wanted me to do.
Wow.
So I figured this would be a better alternative, and I wasn't doing good at school either. I was on the verge of failing in 11th grade, and my family wanted me to succeed, and I decided I'll do this.
We need your help because there are parents right now who can identify they are seeing their child in you and what you're saying today. Some are thinking that their child may be just going through a phase, and some are thinking, well, it's just things teenagers do. But they don't want to see, as your family did, they don't want to see their child fail or fall. What advice can you give to parents today who are struggling with whether or not this is the right option for them?
Well, I've seen a lot of people where I was in who came from different backgrounds, as you said. Just different reasons why they've came. Some of them just unbelievable, and other ones you just can't believe why they're there.
Yeah.
And well, I'd say I really don't know what to say.
They shouldn't give up on their child.
They definitely shouldn't give up.
Okay.
I knew that. They should do what they think is best for their child and help them succeed, so that way they have a better future.
That's exactly right.
That's it.
Well, we're going to talk some more with you in just a moment. I want to ask Mr. Pat here because this is one of your graduates. Jody actually completed the program and was successful in attaining his GED, and we're going to talk to him about that in a moment. What does it do for you as the director of this program to see this young man? He's saying yes ma'am, no sir. He's articulate. I remember you also mentioned that in school he was a little quiet, but look at him.
Well, the biggest change in him is his hair. He mentioned that. And he's lost that little close haircut, okay? But you know, if that's the worst he's done, that's okay.
That's right.
He's got a job.
Yes.
He's working. He's contributing to our society.
Right.
And he'd been to Aiken Tech for a little bit, and he says he's going to go back. He just told me that a while ago.
Right.
So he knows he's got a future now.
Yes.
He knows he's got some goals and some direction in life. And we you know, when I come in and I see a young man like Jody, I saw him down the hall just about every day. He was quiet, didn't know he was there, and now he's turned the corner in life. He's taken the next step up. He's got a job. He's productive. He's looking at his future. You know, that's what we've got to do with our kids.
Yes.
And after 36 years, I've got kids that I saw 36 years ago come by and visit now, and they're doing something, which that makes you feel good. You have contributed to their life, and they have listened to what you have tried to teach them.
Oh yes. And one of the things I thought it was a wonderful testament of the value of this program and the validity of Will Lou Gray is on the ride over here. Jody said he would love to go back. He wants to go back to see some of the staff who helped him. And that was just wonderful to me. Jody, comment on that. Yeah. Why do you want to go back?
Because it was such a great help for, especially Sergeant Burgess. He's sort of my mentor. I think it was about every 2 weeks we go see our mentor and talk to him about how you've been to school, how you've been talking to your family, your friends, whoever you've talked to. And it was just great to have somebody to talk to.
Yeah.
And I'd like to go see him. I like to go see some of the staff because they've helped me with obtaining my GED and helped me stand and have a future.
That's right.
I'd like to go see them.
That's exactly right, and that is so good to hear. Well, how did it feel when you received the news that you passed your GED?
I was really happy. I went to go tell my family. My dad was really excited. My mom was too. As soon as we got the GED, he placed it in his office.
Oh.
And I was really proud. I felt as though I did something really, really good in my life.
And you should definitely keep that always in your heart. And I'm really excited because we do have his parents here. I know for sure his father is here, so you'll get an opportunity to meet him. Speaking of setting goals, Mr. Smith just talked about these individuals get an opportunity to set some goals, and we need to help our young people to do that. Here's another clip of some of those same students you saw earlier talking about their goals. Take a look.
So many students. They learn to see the possibilities for themselves and set goals for their future.
Well, as we're about to graduate, I passed my pre-GED with 2270. I have more responsibility and I care more about school, and once I get my GED, I'm going to Midlands Tech.
So my plans, I might go to culinary art school either in Charleston or Florida, get my certificate and maybe be a chef somewhere.
Our motto here at Will Lou Gray is why stop learning? There are any number of situations that can keep a student from success, but each of us is in control of our future. Don't settle for less than the absolute best for your life. Contact us today to take the next step in your journey toward success. To get more information about our program, please contact us using the information you see on the screen.
You can't do everything by yourself. You're going to need somebody in life. So,
we all have problems, but are you able to face them? And that's why coming to Will Lou Gray helps you to be able to face them.
The Will Lou Gray Opportunity School has been serving the beautiful Midlands of South Carolina since 1921. Our mission has evolved over the years, and we now specialize in helping young people move past their obstacles in order to achieve success. We give students opportunities to lead, to develop social skills, to become active in their communities, and to taste success. Don't settle for less than the absolute best for your life. Contact us today to take the next step in your journey toward success.
I lead a busy life, but I still have to make sure my family eats right. And everybody loves Dawn's Seasoned Delight. I use it on vegetables and meats. It's healthy, tastes great, and it's simple to use. It's like having a chef in a bottle.
Hello, I'm Don. Dawn Season is available at Kroger, Bilo, Food Line, Reeds, and Harvest. Or visit seasoningdelight.com for locations and recipes. Dawn Season and Delight. It's so good.
Does your child or grandchild need help in reading or math, or can benefit from preparatory coursework for the HSAP, ACT, or SAT? If so, contact the Barner Group Educational Associates. Our staff specializes in formatting an individualized approach to assisting your child academically. We offer low-cost tutorial services and educational programs. Participants may qualify for free services. To learn more, call for Alicia Cuthbertson of the Barner Group Educational Associates, 1-888-TBG-3996.
Total Women's Health Care means treating the women physically, emotionally, and everything in between. At Magnolia Medical Women's Center, we treat and diagnose common and unusual medical problems related to female health. Magnolia Medical Center is a premium high-level obstetrics and gynecology clinic for women of all ages. Our clients receive the time they deserve without feeling rushed and unimportant. We are located in the Aiken Medical Center, 410 University Parkway in Aiken, Suite 2300. Call us today at 803-649-6366.
Need positive and constructive after-school activities for your children? Call the Martial Arts Academy in Aiken under the direction of International Olympic trainer Andrew Blocker. The Martial Arts Academy offers an award-winning approach to teaching Taekwondo. It's an effective approach to instilling discipline. The Martial Arts Academy also offers self-defense and fitness classes for all ages. Enroll today in this affordable program by calling 803-642-5723 or visit the studio at 2398 Whiskey Road in Aiken. The Martial Arts Academy, positively changing the lives of youth and adults.
When it comes to grilling, I'm the man. Using Dawn Seasoned Delight, I'm the grill master.
Hello, I'm Don. Dawn Season is available at Kroger, Bilo, Food Line, Reeds, and Harvest. or visit seasoningdelight.com for location and recipes. Don's Seasoning Delight. It's so good.
Don's Seasoning Delight is so good.
If you are interested in becoming an individual or corporate sponsor of Education Matters, or to receive sponsorship information, call Donna Moore Wesby at 803-507-6793, or you can send an email to dwesby@edmat.com.
Welcome back inside of Education Matters. If you're just joining us today inside of the program, well, it's been a wonderful program. We're talking about, again, changing lives today. We're talking about the Will Lou Gray Opportunity School. And if you're just joining us, the Will Lou Gray Opportunity School is South Carolina's alternative education school. Alternative only means different, because we do know that not all children learn the same. Not all children respond the same in public school or even in private school settings. So the Will Lou Gray Opportunity School is available for any legal resident in South Carolina between the ages of 16 to 19. And due to some recent increases in budget, the school is now accepting female students once again. So we are really, really excited about that. Here in the studio with me is the director of the Will Lou Gray Opportunity School, Mr. Pat Smith. Also on the set is one of your last October's graduates, Mr. Jody Seiler, and now joining us, his father, Mr. Jeff Seiler. So welcome all of you again inside of Education Matters, and we're so thrilled to have you in the program. Mr. Jeff, I'll bring you on as the papa, the proud papa of Mr. Jody here. One of the things that you were just talking about is that it's a shame that this program is not mandatory. Why do you believe that?
Well, I mean, particularly, now kids, there's so much they're exposed to. They're a kid, and all of a sudden they get about a sophomore, junior in high school. They're supposed to figure out what they want to be when they grow up. They generally don't have a clue what they really want to do, and they're scared. So I think a lot of them kind of retreat into themselves. And even if they've got their act together, hey, I want to go into college and do this, the discipline, the changes that the Will Lou Gray program made in Jody, I think that would be a great thing for all kids to have to go through, for the responsibility, the discipline, the respect that it instills in the children.
Right. Speaking of changes, Mr. Jody, have you seen changes in yourself from the time you first went to Will Lou Gray to now?
Yes, ma'am.
And what are those?
Well, I wasn't really much respectful, because where I came from before I came to Will Lou Gray, after being a year without my family, being disrespectful all the time, everything, I've seen a great difference.
That's good. That's good. What advice would you give to any young people who will watch this broadcast about their actions, about the importance of education, respect, etc.?
Well, how my parents always told me when I first got my job, first appearance is crucial, because you gotta, the way you talk, the way you dress, the way you look, everything, you have to look very nice, talk sharp, everything.
Yes.
So the person who you're talking to will think highly of you.
That's right. What about those young people who are doing, as you said you did, they're not doing homework, they're not paying attention in class, they are being very disrespectful? What would you say to those young people to help them see the error of their ways right now?
I honestly think that you should go through what I've gone through. I'll try to get my friend to go through the same thing, and I don't think he'd want to, because the same reason I didn't want to at first, except for he doesn't have the support everybody else that I've had, and because of that, I think he's a little nervous about it.
And you hit on a key word, and that is support. That is support. Talk about the relationship that has to exist between, especially since this is a voluntary program. Of course, we have our thoughts on wishing it were mandatory, but talk about that parental support that's necessary.
What we like to say, or I like to say, is we have a triangular relationship. We have with obviously the parents, the school, and the cadet, and we try to link all three points of that triangle together and keep them linked where we can make the best progress and come out with the best result. And a lot of times with Jody's parents, very supportive. And as long as the parents remain supportive and stay strong the whole time,
and don't respond when they call, say, come pick me up.
These kids today, a lot of them are accustomed to working their mothers and fathers, getting what they want. I don't want to go to school. I want this. I want that. And unfortunately, the parents yield. And if we can get the parent to resist falling into that temptation to serve their kid, we can make a lot of progress. Jody's a prime example.
Yes, yes, he is. Jeff, as a father of Jody, and he also shared that you had another son that also went to Will Gray. Help our parents who may be struggling with whether or not to even seek outside help, because there are many parents I've run across who are embarrassed to even admit, I need help. I don't know what to do. But you all were able to make this choice, and then we're reaping the benefits now. So help our parents today.
I think it is hard a lot of times because I think even the best parent feels like a flop, a failure so many times because, kids don't come with an instruction manual. And especially when you get one that, the normal, quote, normal school system isn't for them and everything. You kind of feel like, where did I mess up? But it is critical for the parents to stand firm because, if the kid is calling the shots like they work the parents, I mean, it's the tail wagging the dog. And you've got to, for their sake, get them into something like this. If the normal, go to high school thing isn't working, or private school, and they're just not getting it, I mean, this is a great alternative because with the GED, they can go on to tech school, college, whatever. So there's no shame in getting this as Plan B.
That's
because it, without it, there's really not much they can do.
That's right. That's
so it's a fabulous program. I mean, just seeing him in that uniform, shoulders back, and all of that stuff. I know he hated the buzz cut and all of that, but just seeing the change in the kid. I mean, a lot of times it's going to be hard for the parents, but if they do it, make the kid, commit to it, they will see some amazing changes.
That's exactly right. Now, I've intentionally saved some of the other good news for last, and that is the cost of the program. Enlighten our viewers on that.
The cost of the program is very much good news to the family. We are, as I mentioned earlier, we are state supported, and we receive state appropriation to fund the Opportunity School. The only cost to the parent is $175. And it is not a tuition charge. It is not a room and board fee. It's an administrative charge for the buzz cut. He's gonna get 3 or 4 buzz cuts while he's there. If he goes to the doctor and he has to have a prescription, it's for copay, it's for field trips, it's for GED testing. It's basically incidentals.
Okay.
And whatever balance is left at the end of his 14 weeks is refunded to the parent. So it may be $163.
Wow.
But we ask the $175 because that generally will cover a lot of what we do.
Yes.
Some kids, depending upon situations, may require more, but generally it's way less than $175.
Okay, let's talk for a moment about the application process. If after hearing all of this, the compelling testimonial from Jody and then his father, Mr. Seiler, and somebody's ready to pick up that phone.
Okay.
What is the application process?
We do have an application process, as you mentioned. It's strictly a voluntary admission program. They have to submit an application, and as Jody mentioned, they're interviewed. We want to gauge their interest and see how serious they are about coming, because it does take a commitment.
Right.
And what they can do, we've got several ways. We have a hard copy application, but the easiest way is www.willlougray.org, which is our website, and we have an online application there.
Okay, and also viewers, for additional information, you may call 803-896-6461. Again, that number is 803 896-6461. Now, we've also made it very easy for you. If you go to my website, edmat.com, you will see a column that says this week's resources, and there you will see a link that sends you directly to Will Lou Gray Opportunity School, okay? So make sure you go and check that out. Any last words? I'm going to give each of you a few moments. Any last words? We'll start with you, Jeff, to offer some encouragement to our viewers today about Will Lou Gray, or even about their children.
It's an outstanding program. I would encourage, if you got a kid that is at risk, that they're just, they're going to drop out. It's a wonderful program.
Okay.
I would heartily recommend it to everybody. We were talking a moment ago. I really wish the discipline, the respect that they instill in kids, I wish that was part of curriculum in every school.
Yes.
That they had to, get up early, yes sir, yes ma'am, wear the uniform, get the buzz cut. It would make a remarkable difference. It would have been good for me, and I got into school.
Yeah.
And it's a great program.
All right, Jody?
I think it's a great program too. The way I've changed, the way I've seen people I was with changed, how their actions and everything towards their family, towards the people, the cadre, everybody is. I think it's a wonderful program.
What's next for you, Jody?
Well, I'm hoping to go back into college.
Yes.
And from there, figure out what I want to do.
Okay.
And from there, I'll go in the spring probably, and I'll just keep going into college and go forward in life.
Keep going forward in life, not going backwards.
Not going back. Have a stand firm from where I came from. Will
Yes.
Lou Gray.
Yes. That is awesome. That is amazing. You, Jody, are the real story. You're the real message behind what we're talking about today. And it is certainly my hope and my prayer that someone will see this story who really needs this opportunity, because we all deserve a second chance.
Yes, that's what they always told us. We all deserve a second chance.
And what you have done, though, is you've taken this second chance and you've done something positive with it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's good news, and you deserve congratulations for that. So great job. Mr. Smith, any last words?
Well, no, I just invite anyone who has an interest to contact us. And I've got one question for Mr. Seiler. You sent 2 sons here. You don't have any more, do you?
No, our stockpile has been depleted.
Both were good young men and have turned out to be good young men. And so we appreciate the opportunity to work with you and your sons and wish them the best. Jody, he's got a job, and that's important in life, okay? And but we would love to have the opportunity to speak with any parent, anyone who can refer a young person to us. We'd love to have the opportunity to speak to them.
Wonderful. Well, yes.
And he's got that job because he got the GED from WLG.
And this is Jeff. If you have not met Mr. Seiler, that creativity is not just all of a sudden. He is the owner of his very own business, CSRA Multimedia. I've known him for a while, and a very, very good guy. I'm just so happy for your family, and very thankful that you agreed to come on the broadcast today. All right. Okay, listeners. Here's another opportunity for you to take a hold of this information and do something positive with it. Even if you don't have any children in school, certainly there are children in your church, there are children in your neighborhood. There's somebody you can pass this information along to. This broadcast will re-air 3 times a day right here on ASTV at 7 a.m., 1 p.m., and 11 p.m. And then another great thing is you can even access this program via the internet on edmat.com, then click on videos. The Will Lou Gray Opportunity School is certainly a viable option for you. And again, the number of access is 803-896-6461. My name is Donna Moore Westby, your host of Education Matters, where we're connecting you to the world of education one step at a time. Have a great day.